Did you know that the male seahorse gives birth to and raises the young seahorses?
I never knew that.
Yeah, good on him, eh? Real stand-up guy, that male seahorse. The female seahorse, on the other hand, is kind of off doing her own thing. A little bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
But that's enough about my life. Guess what we're talking about?
Today,
We talk about today.
I'm talking about whales.
Whales. You know, I want to talk about whales because the evolution of whales is really cool. Oh yeah!
And it's kind of crazy of their skulls. Because their skulls are even bigger than a human.
Yeah, well, they are bigger than humans, so we would suspect their skull would be. Today, we are talking about something kind of wild. Very psychological. You know what that means? It means it has to do with your brain, the way you think. Phobias. Learning stuff.
Rizky. Like rackophobia.
Ractophobia?
No, like rackophobia, like.
Rackophobia. What's that? Fear of racks?
And then like, you have a fear
Uh-huh.
of something.
I think you're thinking of arachnophobia.
Yeah.
And what is arachnophobia?
It means that you're scared of something.
Anything?
You can be scared of anything. And some people are actually scared of their own food.
But wait a minute. We're talking about arachnophobia here. Now, there are many phobias. Arachnophobia is one kind of phobia. And a phobia is a... Phobia means
I don't know.
fear.
Fear of something.
A fear of something. Now, arachnophobia is fear of what in particular?
Like if you're scared of heights.
No, that's acrophobia. And acrophobia is something that I probably don't have because I did the sky jump at the Macau Tower. So, you know, like, right when you're like at the edge and you're looking down, you're like, ah! But other than that, I wasn't that, you know, I was okay. See, I would have acrophobia if I get to the edge, or not even the edge, if I just like get up to like the 20th floor or something and I start freaking out. And I'm hyperventilating. And I'm having a panic attack. Do you know what a panic attack is? A panic attack means your whole body begins to respond to this fear and it begins to kind of shut down because you become paralyzed by the fear. Right? But I don't have acrophobia. Arachnophobia is fear of, it's a big one. It's maybe one of the biggest fears. And a lot of people have it. It's a fear of...
Height.
No, that's... It's a fear of spiders.
Oh!
Do you know any other kinds of phobias?
Yeah.
What?
Like, I know it's some other ones which are like scared of rats.
Rats?
Rats.
Rats.
Yeah, like rats.
Oh, rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what that's called, but I'm sure that is a fear. A rat. You have a fear of rats?
Ratophobia.
What? Ratophobia?
Yeah.
No, it's not as simple as that. See, often they'll use the scientific name for something. For example, arachnid means spider, or any kind of eight-legged creature. So arachnophobia, right? They're not just going to say ratophobia. I'm not sure what the scientific word is.
Like a rat. Like a rat. Like a rat. You know, remember you told me that story that just like big spiders. I mean like big, I meant to actually say.
Big rats?
Yeah, big rats.
Oh, when I was in Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those giant rats in the
How
garbage.
big they were. How actually big they were. How actually big they were. Holy sh!
Anyway, now sometimes fears can make perfect sense because things truly are scary and dangerous. And I think that a lot of fears and phobias begin with things which are sensibly terrifying. Let's imagine something like something that is dangerous, like the fear of the dark.
Fear of the dark.
That's a good one. Now, I mean, is it a good idea to be afraid of the dark? Maybe because
there can be somebody that robs your house or butchered.
you can imagine our ancestors, like a million years ago, being very much afraid of the dark because in the dark they would be vulnerable and
Because
things
they
could.
because they could be like lions or like the cats that were in the big age, and like they were like freaking tigers.
And now they'll eat us.
Oh my god.
And you know, it's good to be afraid of things that might eat you.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Trypophobia.
Hmm?
Trypophobia. Any ideas on trypophobia? Trypophobia is a very odd kind of fear, which actually your aunt in Indonesia has. And when I show this on the back screen right away, and she's watching this, she just might have a panic attack.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Trypophobia is the fear of little holes.
Like little holes.
Like not just a hole, like you see a hole in the road and you're like, ah, it's a hole in the road. No, it's like a series of little holes
Like a
clustered together.
like oh yeah, I know why. Because if they see them and there's a bunch on the road, they're like ah!
No, you won't see them on the road. You see it on a place like on somebody's hand or something like that.
What the?
I got a little bit of a pet theory on this one. That it's perhaps also related to an instinct of people in history, because that might be a sign of disease, because diseases on the skin might break out in such a way.
But why would they be holes?
Well, holes or sores or blisters or round things that come out in clusters upon the skin, it could be actually from a rational fear of disease. So, I mean, this phobia or fear, even though the way it's expressed and people like freaking out when they see holes and stuff, it could have an origin which does make sense. What should you do if you get a phobia? What should you do if you get a phobia?
You should stay away from the thing.
Stay away from the thing, which is just like that old joke, where you go to the doctor and you say, "Doctor, my arm hurts when I do this," and the doctor says, "Well, don't do that." It's an old joke. Yeah, okay. But what about if it's something you can't avoid? Like some people are also afraid of crossing the street. That's a phobia.
Like if they get ran over by a car.
Once again, there's a rational origin. Nobody wants to get run over by a car. But you at the same time must cross the street. You cannot avoid it. There's no way.
But if you want to actually avoid them, you just like before the car.
That's still not avoiding it. That's just going really fast. The point is, you got it. You got this phobia. You can't cross the street. What are you going to do?
You're going to have to cross the road.
You can't. You stand on the corner and you're like...
Then go with a friend.
Okay. I don't think that's really going to help. But someone who could calm you down maybe is a possibility. In psychology, we have this idea called shaping.
Shape? What?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with shapes, you know. Shaping means to associate people with a slightly less terrifying thing, and then incrementally increase it. So, for example, if you're afraid of cats, ailurophobia. You might have somebody pet something which is cat-like, a stuffed cat or something like that. So gradually, people will lose their fear. So this is an idea of how you can get rid of phobias, treating it psychologically. Remember psychology?
No.
Brain. About the brain. About your brain.